put out last week. They weren't able to stop the run. Offensively, there were some miscues. Guys struggled. So you got to feel good about today's matchup.
The kickoff received by Kenny Johnson. He'll take it out. And stopped near the 15-yard line down to the 16. And the tackle made by Luke Mergot, the linebacker. Nate Yarnell comes out, as we mentioned. His second start of the season, 3rd overall. They love his maturity and how he approaches the game, but they're basically in a situation where they needed to change quarterbacks because they couldn't protect the football, Orlando.
Yeah, turnovers are going to get you every single time. If you cannot protect the football or making bad decisions at the quarterback position, you're going to find yourself on the bench and another person started.
And Yarnell in there, young man from Austin, Texas. He's going to throw on the first play. Takes a deep shot down the field. He's got Bub Means, incomplete. Jeremiah Lewis in coverage. I like the deep shot to start this one with the young fella.
I love the deep shot, but I love Bub Means even better. Right there, you see Lewis has a great opportunity to get the ball, but Bub Means tracks that football the whole entire time, is able to get 2 hands on it.
Yarnell keeps it and picks up a couple of yards there. Brandon Johnson with the tackle.
Nate Yarnell is a big body frame, 6'6". You know, he looks like he shouldn't be running those zone read options, but last week put some good stuff on tape and ran it very, very well. Nice to see him go out there and get about 7 on the first run play today that he's had.
He's so long, you don't think that he can run, but he is pretty crafty, although Pat Narduzzi did say, hey, we got to be careful how many times we put him in harm's way. 3rd and 3. Carter Johnson, the tight end, in motion. They hand it off to Hammond, and Hammond's going to be short of the first down by a couple of yards, maybe about a yard on the run. Nick Morris Jr. on the tackle, the redshirt sophomore from Fairfield, Connecticut.
A great job by the Duke Devils defense on this first series. If you're Coach Elko, you got to feel really good, but also if you're a Duke fan, you got to feel really good about what this defense just did, because last week there was a lot of holes and they struggled a lot to tackle. So great 3 and out.
Caleb Junko back there to punt it. Fielding it at about his 10-yard line. Jalon Calhoun awaits the punt at his own 30. A wobbler. Calhoun will let that one bounce. He picks it up off the bounce at the 35. Makes a man miss, but then tackled at the 39-yard line. But we have a flag on the play. Let's see what that's all about. The flag is at about the 44-yard line at the moment. We have 2, actually. There's a second one at the 21.
One in the backfield and then one down the field. So very interesting to see what's going to be called in this situation right here.
The officials discussing at the moment. Riley Johnson, our lead official in today's contest.
There are 2 fouls, one during the kick, one during the return. During the return, holding number 34 of the return team, that penalty's declined. During the kick, holding by number 24, that penalty's accepted. 10 yards from the end of the kick, first out.
So 1 penalty on Luke Mergot, the other one on Sibo Flemister, the running back. And they're explaining that to Mike Elko.
Yeah, when you're trying to get a good, return up or trying to create an explosive play, you got to always remember to keep those hands in to make sure that you don't get any penalty.
And they're going to review this for targeting as well. So let's step aside as they decide to review this play. We are scoreless early on here in the first quarter. Senior day in Durham. So here you see Daniel Carter, the tailback, hits Calhoun in the back with the crown of the helmet, and he has been ejected for targeting.
Yeah, just comes in right there, lowers his head, right? At the end of the day, in football and college sports, there's no room for that. Just in football, period. That's how guys get hurt, and but you hate it for Daniel Carter because his day's over, and now his season's over right there and then.
Yeah, the senior from Margate, Florida, St. Thomas Aquinas High School. And they'll re-punt it now.
Calhoun deep once again to receive the punt from Caleb Junko.
Junko skies this one, but a very short punt. And it takes a Pitt bounce and will roll to the 41-yard line. So a net of basically 2 yards actually for Duke. That actually worked out better for them.
Yeah, sometimes re-punting it gives you better opportunities, but if the punter shanks it, you get great opportunities.
Grayson Loftis, the true freshman, he was the first commit to this staff. His 4th start of the season. Number 25 quarterback in the ESPN class of 2022. And he'll begin his drive on the 41-yard line. Loftis, play action. Throws it off the turf. Jalon Calhoun catches it right before it hits the grass. And he is taken down and touched at the 47-yard line.
Duke's going to hurry up offense. They'd run a lot of RPOs. He could have handed that play off or threw it. You saw him throw that last one. This is the world that Duke is going to live in today. You know, putting a lot on Grayson's plate and letting him make decisions out there.
Loftis hands it off this time. Jalen Coleman with a run to midfield. Donovan McMillan makes the tackle. McMillan last week had 13 tackles against Boston College.
Yeah, I like what Duke did on that last play, just running the counter play, bringing some physicality, allowing the offensive line to get downhill. Those plays turn into 10-yard gains, 15-yard gains as the game goes along, just being able to impose your will.
3rd and 1 for Duke. Coleman in the backfield. Young man from Matthews, North Carolina. Loftis tosses it to Coleman. Finds a hole and pushes forward for the first down. Whoa, wait a second. They marked him shy. I thought he was further along than that. That's going to be really close, if not short. Yeah, they're going to say he's short. I'd love to see that again because it felt like unless his knee was down. Oh, yeah, his knee was down. But I thought that was closer.
Yeah, very interesting play call right here. You have a pitch play on a 3rd and short. That's where Duke struggled last week with those.
So 4th down, they'll go for it. Loftis, easy pass to the tight end. And he's still trucking guys heading out of bounds near the 35-yard line. Mickey Dalmolin with a big first down for Duke. MJ Devonshire pushes him out of bounds.
Yeah, they're going to get Nicky coming into motion and just squeaking out the backfield. You got to have a better ball than that as he almost fell. But he does a great job of keeping his feet to get a huge explosive play in the passing game. Right now, George, I think Duke is doing a little bit too much. They need to just get to their base package stuff and get downhill. They're being too creative and too fancy where they almost hurt themselves on that last drive or that last play, I think.
Loftis with time, launches one down the field and overshoots his target. Jordan Moore, the wide receiver, MJ Devonshire in coverage.
Yeah, I'm sure they're going to have that one up and go back to that at some point to Jordan Moore because he did have a step on Devonshire. And Devonshire is a great corner. But for me, George, I look at the first couple plays of what Duke has done. I think they've been a little bit too fancy. They've taken a little bit too many shots and chances where right now just get downhill, get north and south and see what you could do.
Moore in motion. They hand it off and off the right side. Stood up after a couple-yard gain. The tailback, Coleman again. This time tackled by Solomon DeShields.
That linebacker core for Pitt with DeShields and Simone, it's an unbelievable core. Those guys play really, really well off of each other. They love to come downhill. They're able to see the defense and almost always correct on their keys. A great job by Solomon DeShields on that last one.
And now Jordan Waters checks in, who's the usual starter. They started Coleman today. Loftis towards the sideline, incomplete, intended for Moore. Moore got a hand on it, but couldn't haul it in. Devonshire in coverage there again. And it looks like the officials are talking. We got holding on Duke.
Right now, I like what Pitt is doing, being very aggressive with their coverage. DJ Devonshire, or MJ Devonshire, just being very close and being physical with his coverage as well.
If they decline, it'll be 4th down.
Holding, offense number 62, 10-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Graham Barton with the infraction. What do you think here, Orlando, as we take a look at the hold?
Yeah, Graham Barton, that left tackle right up top, and he's able to get his left guard. Maurice just cleans it up. I didn't really think that was a holding, to be honest with you. But I'm an offensive lineman, so I'm going to be a little bit biased all the time.
It's going to be 3rd and long here. 3rd and 18. Loftis with time. Over the middle. He's got a man. It's caught by Jordan Moore at the 30-yard line. He's going to be shy of the 1st down. But they're at least going to be in potential field goal range. If not, potentially they could go for it. And they are going to send out the kick unit here.
Well, that's what I was talking about earlier, right? Guys around Loftis is going to have to make plays. Jordan Moore does an unbelievable job of adjusting to that football in the air as it was thrown a little bit behind him. Great explosive play to get an easier opportunity at a field goal.
Todd Pelino, 2 of 3 last week, 12 of 17 on the season. A 47-yard attempt. He's 4 of 6 between 40 and 49. The kick is up, and it is good.
And the kick is good.
Pelino on senior day, getting Duke on the board. The Blue Devils trying to send out the seniors the right way. To us earlier this week, talked about so many guys that he'll miss, but particularly guys like Jacob Monk, the offensive lineman. Dad played here at Duke. Dwayne Carter, Jamion Franklin, who was with him at Notre Dame. Guys like Jalon Calhoun. So many guys. Calhoun, a unique story because he talked about how he was a guy they had to chase around a little bit for the academics part. Not that he wasn't good at the academics, but he kind of was thinking about life potentially in the pros. Tackle there to the 28-yard line, and that's where Pitt will begin their drive. But with Calhoun, going to graduate with a 3.0 GPA. He's going to get the most out of his experience here at Duke, both on the field and in the classroom.
Yeah, you know, Calhoun was a guy that Coach Elko talked about chasing around when he was a younger guy, chasing him to say, hey, got to go to class, got to make sure that you're taking care of business. And, you know, the maturity that has evolved into over the last couple of years has been unbelievable. And you like that for that young man. He was able to come in as a boy, and he's leaving college as a man.
Pitt begins their next drive. They hand off to Hammond, and Hammond tackled after a 3-yard gain by Jeremiah Lewis. So Duke up 3-0. Elko, Coach Elko, 11-1 when scoring first in his 2-season career here at Duke. Kenate Mumfield on the sweep there, and he's going to pick up the 1st down as he gets to the 41-yard line. Gang tackle there by Duke, but Kenate Mumfield from Georgia, transfer from Akron, shows you his versatility.
Great job right now by Pitt with their wide receivers blocking on the perimeter to go get those extra yards for the runners.
And Hammond bottled up after a short gain of about 1. Brian Smith first on the scene.
If that's the plan for Pitt to go up the middle, it's going to be a tough day between Franklin and Carter. Those guys get it done at the defensive tackle position, and it will be tough sledding trying to get yards in the run game with those two.
Hammond this time finds a crease. Picks up a nice chunk of change there, a 5-yard gain. Jalen Stinson with the tackle.
Jalen Stinson's helmet pops off, so he's got to go to the sidelines for a play right now, playing that strong safety position for the Duke Blue Devils. This is a crucial down that he's off the field for.
It'll be 3rd and let's call it a long 4. Ball on the 47-yard line.
I like what Pitt is doing right now. They go 5 wide and create a lighter box, but create some quick reads for Yarnell.
Yarnell with time. Over the middle, it is caught, and stretching out for the first down is Carter Johnson, the tight end, the fifth-year senior from Ohio.
Just a great job. Nice in route, gets to the top. Carter Johnson, 6'2", 255 pounds, big body. He's able to put his body between the defender and wall him off and make that tough catch right there.
7-yard gain for Johnson. Hammond in the backfield. Hammond last week had 145 yards on the ground, particularly a big run to seal it against Boston College of over 60 yards. Quick toss to Munkfield down the sideline, and he's going to be close to a first down. They will give him the first down, an 11-yard gain.
Yeah, Munkfield, unbelievable job right there. Just catching the ball and just being quick with it. But even better job for me by Bub Mims. You know, right now these wide receivers are blocking on the perimeter for Pitt. And that's what it's going to take. It takes a village in order to get a win. All 11 guys got to go out there, stress and strain and play for each other. And right now we're seeing that happen for Pitt on offense.
First and 10 from the 37. Hammond to the outside. Can he turn the corner? Gets a couple. Gets about 3.5 or 4. Let's check in with Maryland.
Orlando, you talk about Bub Means and what he means to Pitt's offense. He said, listen, it's a very unusual experience having a third quarterback back there, but it means that I have to be that much more reliable. I'm expected to perform regardless, and he's taken ownership of that. He says, I have to turn into a running back after I catch the ball. It's that much more important that I excel.
Means, fifth-year senior. 2nd and 7. Hammond tries the right side, not much there. Dorian Mausi with the tackle.
Means is a fifth-year senior, but there is some eligibility there still because of transferring. So it's going to be very interesting to see what he does. I know Coach Pat Narduzzi wants him back desperately because of what he means. He's a guy that shows up each and every day with a smile on his face and shows these guys how to work. Let's see if they try to go to him in this 3rd and long situation.
3rd and 8. 9th play of the drive for Pitt. Flemister up the middle, breaks a tackle. Pinballing off defenders and bowling his way to the 20-yard line. A 15-yard gain for Sibo Flemister. I was wondering, are they conceding here on 3rd and 8? Not the case, as Flemister goes in there and takes care of business.
Yeah, typically not what you see on 3rd and 8, an inside run and handing it off to your running back. When the wide receivers, the running back, the tight ends, the offensive line, everybody on for Pitt getting it done as Sibo Flemister goes for 15 on that one.
Former Notre Dame transfer. Gets the ball again. Pushes to maybe the 19. Gain of 1, probably closer to no gain on that play. Mausi with the tackle again.
That's going to be the matchup all day. The offensive line for Pitt, can you handle what Duke is going to send at you with the front 4? These guys are very active. They set edges and they create havoc in the backfield. But if you keep them on the line of scrimmage, you will find success in the run game.
Munkfield in motion. Yarnell keeps it, tries to get to the outside, and he is wrapped up by Mausi again. Short gain of about 2 yards on the play.
Nate Yarnell is deceivingly, athletic.
Well, you know what it is? It's just so long and lanky that it just doesn't look natural, right?
Yeah, when you're 6'6", and what is he weigh? About 215 pounds. He is so lanky. He doesn't look athletic, but as you see, when he gets out there in the open field, he's able to have a little wiggle to him.
3rd and 7 for Yarnell and Pitt. Blitz coming. Yarnell throws it to the end zone. Nobody home. He takes a hit at the end of that one. But clearly a miscommunication on the play. Trey Freeman with the ultimate pressure on Yarnell, and the kick team will come out for Pitt.
Yeah, typically nowadays what you see with offense is when a team goes to a zero pressure package, which Duke just went, you got some choice routes with wide receivers, and you want your wide receivers to be able to take advantage of you'll call two routes, and versus what a certain coverage it means this, and versus a different coverage it means something else. Right there, Munfield and Yarnell not on the same page.
35-yarder for Sauls. The kick is up and good. And Sauls now 10 of 15 on the season. Pitt tying things up here in Durham. Grayson Loftis is at quarterback now. They've obviously also had Henry Beelan, who's played for them as well. He's the emergency quarterback today, or the backup today. Kickoff through the end zone, and Duke will begin their next drive at their own 25-yard line. Let's check in with Maryland.
Riley Leonard is down here on Duke's sideline, his left foot in a boot after having surgery about 2 weeks ago now. And you see him as animated as anybody on the sideline during Duke's scoring drive that ended in a field goal. After that, when Grayson Loftis came off onto the sideline, Loftis talked with OC Kevin Johns, and then Riley looked at him and gave him a little tips of his own. But Mike Elko explained it's been difficult for Leonard trying to maintain his own rehab as well as encourage other quarterbacks. He's striking the balance along the sideline today.
Thank you, Maryland. Yeah, Coach Elko did tell us, though, he's done everything he can to support all the quarterbacks, Loftis included at the moment. Play action for Loftis. Sails one wide of his intended target, Jordan Moore.
Yeah, when you're rehabbing an injury, George, it is already extremely hard, the hours that you got to put in, the time you got to put in it. But when you also have class to deal with, and on top of that, you're going to football practice, there's just a lot going on right now for Riley Leonard. So it's just nice to see that he's here today and helping out, the young quarterback in the office.
All the kids gravitated to him, not only the quarterback, but the best player on the team, really. When you look at it, Coach Elko gave us that affirmation when we spoke to him this week. 2nd and 10. Handoff on the left side to Waters. Picks up 2. Kamara on the tackle for Pitt.
Very interesting play call by Kevin Jones right there, because you're just going to the sidelines, and usually Pittsburgh is a great team sideline to sideline, and they're not going to really give you much. I want to see them get downhill, let this offensive line come off on the second level, let the running back put their foot in the ground and make one cut reads.
Down Mullen. In motion. Loftis with time in the pocket, over the middle, incomplete, intended for Moore again. That one a little too far for Moore. Tried to snag it with one hand, but could not haul it in. 4th down coming up, and Duke will be forced to punt.
Yeah, I know Solomon DeShields wants that one back. He was right there, almost able to tip that one at least. As a defensive player, tips and overthrows, you got to get those. If you could just touch the ball, you give your team an opportunity to catch it. Maybe you steal one in the turnover column.
Here's the punt. Devonshire to field it. And he drops it. Tries to go over the shoulder. Now headed towards the sideline and taken down at the 20-yard line. Devonshire, that thing could have been a complete disaster. Samir Hagans with the tackle, 53-yard punt. Let's take a look at the ACC.
For the state coaching staff, you already had things wrapped up.
So the call was a hold against the receiving team, and that'll back Pitt up even further, closer to their end zone. They'll be working just outside the shadows of the end zone.
But not unfamiliar territory for Nate Yarnell. Last week had a 15-play drive that resulted in a touchdown and a 9-play drive that resulted in a field goal. So hopefully they could put one together here.
Pistol formation for Yarnell. Quick toss to the outside. It is caught by Bub Means. And near the sticks. It'll be just shy of the 1st down. It's a good play on 1st down for Pitt.
And that's what you want to see if you're Coach Narduzzi when you look at Nate Yarnell. This is how he takes the next step. Okay, it's 1st and 10. You have off coverage, one of your best wide receivers. Let's see if you could check into that and get into football as fast as possible. And now he was able to do that, and now he has a 2nd and 2 because of it, a 2nd and 1.
Yarnell barking out the orders.
Take!
Handoff. And enough for the first down. Cam Dillon with the tackle after the 3-yard gain by Rodney Hammond.
Cam Dillon came down screaming downhill. Great job by him. You know, I know it was a first down, but that play could have went for a lot more yardage. Great job by him securing the tackle, something that this Duke defense is working on today.
First quarter winding down, first down to Hammond, and Hammond stood up behind the line of scrimmage. A 1-yard loss on the play.
Right now, this Duke Blue Devils defense, very aggressive. Seeing a lot of guys near that line of scrimmage. Brandon Johnson right now just came down from his nickel position to make that stop for minimal yardage. So being able to be over-aggressive. And when you have young quarterbacks that haven't played a lot of football, you're allowed to do that.
That'll be the end of the first quarter. Pitt will have a 2nd and 11 coming up on the other side, and Maryland will check in.
Back as well as we need to.
Thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Thank you to Maryland and Coach Narduzzi. I want to ask you a question about something he said in a moment, Orlando, but Yarnell goes underneath, flag on the play to Kenny Johnson. He'll pick up a couple of yards, but let's see what the laundry's about. Brandon Johnson made the tackle. But we'll see if this stands.
Personal foul, hands to the face, defense number 90. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Dwayne Carter, the big fella, one of the key components of that defense.
Right here, we're going to see Dwayne Carter, you know, just working against Ryan Bear, but gets his hand up way too high. He's got to be able to refit that. You know, when you're pushing off as a defensive lineman and trying to create separation, all it takes is just readjusting those hands and bringing it back in to not get that penalty flag. It's okay to get your hands up high there. It's going to happen at times. It's about refitting it and not keeping it up there for 2 or 3 seconds to allow the referee to see continue trying to press off the defender like that.
The ball will be respotted at the 36-yard line. Rodney Hammond in the backfield. First down for Pitt after the penalty. Yarnell with the keeper, can't turn the corner. About a yard and a half on the play. Jalen Stinson stands him up after the short gain.
Right there, you want to see Yarnell get upfield faster. He was running towards the sideline way too long.
Yeah, feeling it out almost.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to outrun these linebackers and safeties as a quarterback. You got to try to get upfield as fast as possible.
So Narduzzi talked to Maryland about execution. What do you want to see from an execution standpoint as they come up on 2nd and 8?
You know, they've been given time in the passing game. You want to see Nate Yarnell be able to process through his reads faster and pick the best matchup to complete an easier throw.
Yarnell with time, pressure coming now. He escapes the pocket, throws a sidearm pass to Johnson, and Johnson out of bounds near the first down marker. He'll be about a half a yard shy. Nick Morris Jr. on the tackle there, but Dwayne Carter was right in his face.
Yeah, a little Patrick Mahomes right there with the sidearm. But Nate Yarnell does a great job of being able to extend the play right there to bring up this 3rd and short.
Yeah, they're going fast here with tempo. Hammond in the backfield. Yarnell keeps it. He's going to try to get it himself, dives forward, and he'll be right at the marker. And he'll have enough for the first down.
Needed every bit of that 6'6" body frame to get that first down right there.
Yeah, no doubt.
That one is very close.
The Duke fans here not happy with the call, but nonetheless it was a first down. Yarnell under center to Hammond. Hammond finds a crease and he gets into Blue Devil territory to the 49-yard line, a gain of 5 on the play.
I know it was only 5 yards right there, George, but that was a special run by Rodney Hammond because he's able to really feel it out, read it one gap at a time to get the 5 to bring up 2nd and 5.
It feels like that running game for Pitt as Yarnell takes off and runs and dives forward there for a couple, gets 2. It feels like they're doing what you want Duke to do on offense with their run game.
Yeah, letting this offensive line get downhill, easier to get back up to that second level, get to cover up the linebackers, and just impose their will. And those things will lead to the play-action passing game and make things a lot easier, especially for a quarterback that's as young as Grayson Loftis.
Yarnell, play action over the middle, fires one in there and is caught by Bub Means for another first down as he's taken down inside the 35-yard line to the 32.
Great job by Bub Means right here. It's just a nice little seam route, and Yarnell puts it right where it needs to be.
First down, quick toss to the boundary to Bub Means, and Means dives forward for about 3 yards.
Malcolm Epps, tight end, was out there blocking from the get-go. He's got to be very careful. Referees might throw a flag for a legal man blocking downfield because that one was super close. He was engaged into the defender before the ball was thrown.
2nd and 7 for Yarnell and company. No QB this season for Pitt has won back-to-back games. Yarnell trying to do that. Flemister trying to spin out of trouble, but to no avail as Jeremiah Lewis stands him up.
Right here, you're right in that fringe area, right on the cusp of that red area. You know the defense is going to be very tight coverage. If I was Pitt, I would try to get a screen right here, get an opportunity of a nice, easy throw.
1 yard loss, 3rd and 9, pressure coming, but a man open on the sideline, Sibo Flemister. He picks up enough for the first down. Good read there, recognizing the pressure coming from that side and finding the tailback.
Yeah, this is where you want to see your quarterback take the next step. Vincent Anthony Jr. comes off the edge. Yarnell's able to feel that pressure and is able to find his running back coming out of the backfield. I love when quarterbacks throw into the pressure. Wherever the blitz come from, taking advantage and throwing the ball that way.
This is the second time we've had Pitt this season, and Christian Bayer played pretty well at times in that game we had at Wake Forest, but Yarnell has been pretty impressive thus far.
Yeah, he's been dicing it up. He's been very correct with his reads and exposing the defense. He's doing a heck of a job so far.
Flemister up the middle, not much there. A gain of 1 on the play. Nick Morris Jr. stands him up, makes the tackle. Yarnell 6 of 6 for 47 yards on this drive.
Nice, he's seeing the field very well, converting on huge 3rd downs. That's been the problem for Pitt this year. When you look at all the quarterbacks that have started, they haven't been able to find success very often on 3rd downs. Yarnell finding success early in this game.
Yarnell 8 of 10 for 63 yards overall. Again, 6 of 6 on this drive. Mumpfield in motion. Play action for Yarnell. Lofts one, finds a man into the end zone, barrels over a defender. Carter Johnson with the touchdown. And Pitt finds pay dirt and takes the lead here in Durham. A 21-yard strike.
I love the play call and the design right there. You use your athletic quarterback to roll out, use his athleticism to extend the play, but then you have multiple options where it's coming out on the rollout, and he's able to find Johnson for the deep option. And Johnson's just a big old boy at 255 pounds, is able to rumble into the end zone on the tackle.
15 plays, 93 yards. The extra point is good. 7 minutes and 31 seconds off the clock. And Nate Yarnell, 7 for 7 on that drive, capped off by that Carter Johnson touchdown. Pitt leading by. To this point in the game, with 9:13 to go in the second quarter, Pitt has 2 drives of over 10 plays at the moment.
Yeah, Pitt's done a heck of a job of mixing and matching and really giving Yarnell different looks and reads and nice easy throws to keep the sticks moving.
Jaquez Moore gets his first carry of the game. Donovan McMillan takes him down after about a 3-yard gain.
When you look at offensive playbooks, this offensive playbook was designed for Riley Leonard. So lots of throws, lots of passes for him. But we see Loftis is the one that's playing now.
Loftis in the hurry up, quick toss. It is complete to Samir Hagans. And he'll be about a yard shy of the first down. Javon McIntyre with the tackle, a 6-yard gain.
And the reason why I say that is because last week this team lost to Virginia by 3 points, George. And Grayson Loftis had 45 passing attempts in that game. Right now, they haven't been able to sustain a lot of drives. They haven't ran a lot of plays, and I think they're throwing the ball a little bit too much. Sometimes you just have to call it up and have some run plays to be able to allow, to take some of the pressure off of your young quarterback and not force him to throw the ball up and down the football field all day.
Pitt showing blitz. Loftis throws on the run to Higgins, and it's caught for a first down. He is taken down at the 39-yard line, a 5-yard gain on that play.
Nice little three-man route, natural rub route to create Higgins and get him open and get some separation on that one.
Loftis with time, over the middle, fires one in there to Jalon Calhoun. Pickup of 7 yards on that play.
I like the last two plays. One on the outside, now right back to the inside with Calhoun to force Pitt to defend the whole entire football field.
Hurry up offense for Duke. Play action. Loftis in trouble. Dumps it off to his tight end and tackled immediately for a loss by Javon McIntyre. A 2-yard loss. Nicky Dalmolin, the receiver.
And Javon McIntyre does an excellent job of seeing it the whole entire time to be able to come off his wide receiver and make a huge tackle right there for no gain.
3rd and 5. Quez Moore in the backfield to the right of Loftis. Loftis got time to the sideline. Sails it over the head of Dalmolin. Incomplete. 4th down, and Duke will be forced to punt here. Although for a second, Loftis was standing there as if he wanted to go.
Yeah, you don't want to go this early. You're only down 7 points. You're on your side of the field. But right there, that's where you want to see Grayson Loftis take the next step, because that is a very hard throw for a quarterback when you're on the right pass, throwing a deep out count on the other side of the football field. Has to have touch, but also you have to be able to throw with accuracy on that one.
Porter Wilson skies a punt over the head of MJ Devonshire. It bounces at the 1, and Duke is going to be able to down it inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. Curtis Cooper downs it. And a good play there on special teams by the Blue Devils.
Yeah, this is what Coach Elko talked about last week. They're net punting. Today, already better with a heck of a punt right there, down in inside the 5.
Incredible plays. Maybe the nicest campus we've seen this season. Handoff by Pitt to Flemister. Flemister is going to pick up about 3.5 or 4 yards. Let's send it down to Maryland.
Nate Yarnell along the sidelines after the touchdown pass is exactly who his teammates say he is. Gritty, encouraging, and using language to remind Pitt how accountable they have to be to the Panthers standard. He even went over to wide receivers who were blocking for him on one of his run plays, and he apologized to them saying, "Look, guys, I got to be honest. I'm just not athletic enough to make that, but thank you for what you're doing. That's what we need."
Hey, whatever you got to do, right, Maryland? That's the way this works. 2nd and 6. Yarnell to keep it, in trouble though, and wrapped up at the 6-yard line. Al Blades Jr., the transfer from Miami, someone you know pretty well from your history with the University of Miami.
Yeah, Al Blades comes knifing in, and he's able to make that tackle. But that tackle happens because of Brandon Johnson coming on the blitz first. He's able to force Yarnell to keep it, and Al Blades finishes off. Heck of a job right there getting it done. Now, this is a huge 3rd down for Duke to be able to try to get some good field possession.
Pitt is 5 of 7 on 3rd downs today. Their 2 scoring drives have been long, 13 plays and 15 plays. But they are backed up here on 3rd and long. Yarnell with time, not for long though. Sidearms one to his tight end Carter Johnson, but it's going to be short of the 1st down, and Duke forces a punt. Nick Morris Jr. there after the 4-yard gain.
Great job getting off the field, but right now you have to give props to the front 4 of Duke's defensive line being able to get back there and have effect on Yarnell, forcing him to throw the ball a little quicker than what he wanted to. And now great things happen because of it, and you're getting off the field.
Oh, a tough punt there. Shankopotamus out of bounds inside the 40-yard line. Actually, it's going to be even shorter than that, as the official is still telling people to move out of the way. Oh boy, this thing is going to be at the 25-yard line. Wow, you're talking about incredible field position, a 15-yard punt, and Duke is basically starting their drive in the red zone.
Yeah, Coach Elko was running up, telling the officials, like, hey, here's the spot, here's the spot. Unbelievable field position. You're starting your possession already in the red zone. You've got to come away with 7 points right here if you're Duke.
Jalen Coleman in the backfield with Grayson Loftis. Hand off to Coleman on the right side. And he's pushing the pile, rugby style. About 3.5 yards on that play.
Nice inside run right there. Not a lot of yards by Coleman, but able to get downhill. Right here, you have to find a way to stretch these linebackers to the sideline, but in the passing game, if you're Duke, force these linebackers to run sideline to sideline so you tire them out and continue to do what you're doing in the run game, and you'll be able to open it up right open.
Coleman up the middle, going to be close to the sticks. Javon McIntyre and Bengali Kamara with the tackle, but some tough running there by Coleman.
Yeah,
and almost a face mask there potentially.
Yeah, a little bit of face mask right there, but Coleman shows you how powerful he is in the lower body to run right through that and pick up nice yardage to bring up a third and very short.
3rd and inches. Everyone crowding the line of scrimmage. And the push forward should be enough for a first down. It is.
Talking to Coach Elko this week, he talked about last week and losing to Virginia. They had 15 drives offensively, and 5 of those ended either with a turnover or on 3rd and 1. So nice to see them get that corrected on that 3rd and very short, not playing around with it. We're just going to go quarterback sneak to go pick it up.
Jordan Waters checks back in. Last week, Waters, 12 carries, 45 yards. He is their leading rusher this season, 722 yards on the ground and 12 touchdowns. They hand it off to him, but nothing doing there. DeAndre Jules, the big fella, 310-pound senior from Maryland, right there at the point of attack.
I love what Pitt is doing defensively because they're keeping a lot of guys right around the line of scrimmage. They're putting 7 or 8 guys right around the line of scrimmage almost each and every play, especially on those 1st and 2nd down plays, to confuse the offensive line of Duke, where on that previous play where you saw Waters come in, nobody blocked him. So they're giving this offensive line a lot to handle up front as far as who's coming and who's not coming.
2nd and 11 for Loftis and the Blue Devils. Hand off again to Waters. Waters pushing the pile to the 10-yard line. 5-yard gain. 3rd and 6 coming up for the Blue Devils.
That one was all want to with this offensive line, with Waters being able to get it done in the running game. I love what they are doing, but you've got to think, as this game goes along, it's going to be wide open for Loftis to pull it and keep it and try to turn the edge.
We're under 2 minutes. A first down will stop the clock. As you know, the rules in college football this year, 2nd and 4th quarter, under 2 minutes, the clock will stop. Much like the old traditional rules in college football. And we've got a timeout for Duke. So let's step aside for a moment. Mike Elko wants to talk things over with his squad. Duke trailing by 3 here at home, facing a 3rd and 6. They started off with incredible field position after a terrible punt by Pitt, starting at their own 25-yard line. What did Mike Elko tell his team, Orlando?
It's about the details. It's about what they do right here. It has nothing to do with what Pitt has going on right now you have to find a way to convert, right? There's a lot of time. We have a couple timeouts. Right before half, we have to figure out how to get 7 points.
Loftis, play action to the end zone. Touchdown, Jordan Moore. 10-yard pitch and catch. And the Blue Devils are a point away from tying this thing up.
Jordan Moore does an excellent job of understanding that he has man-to-man coverage with MJ Davonshire on the outside. He's able to stack him right away and know that if my quarterback throws it to the outside, I'm going to have a great opportunity at this ball. Grayson Loftis puts it up, lets Jordan Moore go up with that big body frame and go get it out the air.
The extra point is up and good. 7 plays, 25 yards, 3 minutes and 28 seconds off the clock. And we are all tied up at 10 apiece. A big drive for Duke because they won the toss and deferred to Pitt to start this game. But a beautiful pass there to Jordan Moore.
Yeah, you get the sense that Kevin Jones, offensive coordinator, told Jordan Moore, if it's one-on-one, we're coming to you all the way. As soon as he released off the line of scrimmage, he was already looking at Grayson Loftis saying, throw me the ball, almost with his eyes and his body language. And Grayson Loftis throws a perfect ball for Jordan Moore to go out there and grab that thing out the air to score right before half. I love those when you call timeouts, you're able to talk it over, you're able to tell your team exactly what's happened, give multiple situations, call a couple plays during the timeout just in case one of them do not work, but they just executed that perfectly. You cannot come out better after a timeout and being able to talk to your team and go out there and execute better than what they just did offensively for Pitt.
Short kick. Johnson will field it off the bounce. He had waved fair catch. Took it anyway. And he is stopped at the 16-yard line by Luke McGough. Next game's coming up. Virginia Tech and Virginia. Tech has won 17 of the last 18. And of course the nightcap, North Carolina State. West Durham, Tim Hasselback,
there was a
Taylor
signal
Tannenbaum
given, and possession was gained at the 12. By rule, the ball is dead at the 12-yard line. First down.
That's what I thought when he waved fair catch. Pitt has been feast or famine today. They've got a couple of 3-and-outs and then 2 drives for scores. A 15-play drive for a touchdown and a 13-play drive for a field goal. 1 minute, 4 seconds. They got all 3 timeouts, Orlando.
Yeah, you want to see if Nate Yarnell could take yet another step forward and create some kind of positive plays right here, work the clock, and see if you could get points before halftime.
Yarnell got time over the middle. It is caught by Dejon Reynolds, and Reynolds, a short gain of 3 yards. Clock is still churning.
Yeah, you got to get up to the line of scrimmage. You know, you see Nate Yarnell talking to his teammates. Hopefully get the communication to everybody that he needs to as fast as possible, because right now you're letting too much time come off the clock.
40 seconds. Yarnell backpedaling, in trouble, and he's wrapped up in the end zone. Is it a safety? No, they'll say he was down at the 1. Dwayne Carter and R.J. Oben were there. The fans don't love it, and a 14-yard loss on the play. Now, we've seen this multiple times in the ACC this year where guys have been wrapped up near the end zone area.
30-second timeout.
I don't know, man. Like, I guess his forward progress was stopped at the 1, but I think that's a safety.
Yeah, we've seen it all up and down during college football this year where we thought it's been safeties, but it's not. I don't think they're going to call a safety right here because of that forward progress. But man, R.J. Oben and Dwayne Carter, 2 fifth-year seniors, those guys showing up huge for this Duke Blue Devil defense on senior day, getting after it and getting it done. They were on Yarnell from the snap, just immediately.
I want to see that replay one more time, because here's the thing. They're going to say that the momentum was stopped, but Yarnell is still trying to throw this ball and get rid of it while he's backpedaling into the end zone. Like, you see, he kind of cocks his arm a little bit as he's crossing the goal line. So, I don't know. We saw this twice in the ACC, both times with Miami, actually.
Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say, partner. You're preaching to the choir, because I watched Miami and the Clemson game and the FSU game, where I thought both of those were safeties, and it just didn't happen. Right here, if you're Pat Narduzzi, you got to just run the football. Do not even take a chance. They have Yarnell going under center.
Yeah, they're just going to push forward.
Yeah.
Smart play. Especially because you got new life there, and the safety wasn't called.
Yeah.
So you got to take advantage of that and just live to fight another day.
Yeah, so many times in college football.
That is their third and final timeout of the half.
Duke just took their last timeout right there, but so many times in college football, we see offensive coordinators put their quarterbacks in shotguns on these crazy situations. So I love what Pitt just did right there.
Oh, it's smart.
You know, Duke had a huge sack. You're not going to pick this thing up. There's no opportunity really to get yards. Duke's going to be in a prevent defense. Just go out there, quarterback sneak it, and punt the football away.
And Pat Narduzzi is always going to trust his defense, okay? And there's no question about that. And he just needs his punter not to have a similar result to the last time he was out there.
Yeah, right around the same places on the field as well.
Worse off,
kicking out of his end zone.
Yeah.
So hopefully the punter can get things going, because it hasn't been a great day at all punting for Pitt.
Caleb Junko on the heels of the back of the end zone. Jalon Calhoun awaiting at the 46-yard line. And Junko gets off a good one there. Calhoun fields it at midfield and taken down at the 46-yard line of Pitt. A 47-yard punt, 5-yard return. Trey Anderson brought him down. They'll actually place him at the 45. So Duke has no timeouts, 19 seconds. What do you do here?
You need about 15 yards. You got to work the sidelines. If I'm Duke, it's foot on the gas pedal. So let's see if Grayson Loftis can go and get a nice completion, get up there and maybe clock the football, and see if we can get 3 points before half, especially because you're starting this thing right around the 45-yard line. So this is great position. I think you got to go for it.
Again, clock will stop to reset the chains if they do get a first down, and then they can clock it at that point. Jaquez Moore in the backfield. Loftis all day throws it. Ball might have been batted at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, there was a little bit of tip right there.
And it was DeShields with the ball there, with the hand on the ball.
Right now, I like what Pitt's doing. They only have 3 defensive linemen out there and in their prevent defense, so able to bring a little bit of pressure, but bring a smaller guy, as we saw DeShields get that tip on the last play.
13 seconds. Loftis, again with time, uncorks one down the sideline and is caught, but out of bounds. Dalmolin, the intended target. Loftis a little too far to the right.
Loftis got to be able to put this ball in better play. Man-to-man coverage. Dalmolin, it's a lot bigger than MJ Davonshire is. Davonshire was right there, but let's put it in coverage, in play. Maybe give him an opportunity to high point that football.
8 seconds left, third down. Pitt making a late substitution.
You only need about 15 yards to have an opportunity at a field goal, so you don't have to get it all right here.
Pressure coming, Loftis hit, ball is in the air and picked off by MJ Devonshire, and he's headed down the sideline and pushed out of bounds around the 40-yard line. Bengali Kamara with the pressure on Loftis, and that'll do it for the first half.
Bengali Kamara absolutely laid the boom on that one, coming on the blitz, so heck of a job by him.
And considering what we saw between the Dolphins and the Jets yesterday with that pass before the half. They got lucky there for sure. All right, let's set.
Offenses are able to start lighting up the scoreboard a little bit more.
Duke won the toss at the beginning of the game and deferred to the second half, so they'll receive here. Ball sails through the end zone, and let's check in with Maryland.
Mike Elko said, look, I really need Grayson Loftis to settle down and settle in. He did go to good rhythm on the short scoring drive for a touchdown, he said, but he's a true freshman playing in his second start. It shows we have to continue to keep him comfortable so that he can play more consistently behind our line. So we do have to continue to protect him better, but for us, it's really about getting Grayson to feel confident, feel comfortable, and feel settled so that we can go score.
Jordan Waters in the backfield with Grayson. And that's something that Coach Elko told us during the week too, Maryland, which is that he needs to not only start a little faster, but be a little more consistent during the game. Loftis with time, launches one incomplete, intended for Jordan Moore, but the secondary was in the right place at the right time. Marquez Williams was right there.
Yeah, look, Loftis has all the tools that a quarterback needs. He just hasn't played a ton of football, so he's not able to see what the defense is doing at an accelerated rate. The more snaps he plays, the better he's going to be in that category.
Waters with the carry, and Waters maybe a yard there.
Jordan Waters on the rush for Duke.
Another off-tackle play for this Duke Blue Devils offense, where you have the running back coming from one side where he turns his shoulders at first and then tries to get downhill. You want to see him get into that pistol formation or get under center and let this running back go downhill and see the linebackers the whole entire time.
3rd and 9 for Duke. Dalmolin in motion. Now to the near side. Loftis lofts one down the field. It is caught. What a catch there made by Jordan Moore. Great adjustment with the ball in the air.
Unbelievable adjustment, great route, just being able to have a great feel, but Loftis puts it right in the breadbasket right there. A great throw by the freshman right there. Big time throw in a big time moment to keep that drive alive on 3rd and long.
2 defenders there. Threw it in the perfect spot, and again, Moore with an excellent catch. And we've got a flag on the field. Could be a false start on Duke.
False start. Offense, number 8. 5-yard penalty. First down.
Jordan Moore giveth and then taketh away.
Yeah, and he was right here at the bottom of the screen. He was the receiver that was on the line of scrimmage. He twitches a little bit. Those kind of penalties are unexcusable. Those are the ones that drive coaches wild, because as a wide receiver, you're playing at home, but also you're supposed to just look at the football. You can tell when the football snapped. Don't pay attention to what the quarterback's saying. Just look at the football. That's when you move.
1st and 15. Ball on the 48-yard line of Pitt. Loftis steps up in the pocket. Uncorks one. Incomplete. Too far for Jordan Moore. Donovan McMillan in coverage, the Florida transfer.
Went right back to the same exact route. This time Donovan McMillan was ready for it. Loftis didn't throw that ball particularly well on that, but McMillan, great job understanding the situation, knowing that Jordan Moore had just had a huge explosive on the same route, and being able to create tighter coverage on that one.
McMillan coming back home. Pitt kid. Was playing at Florida, plugged in the Cincinnati game and never looked back. Loftis play action under pressure, throws, it's caught and completed to Jordan Moore, but it's going to be a short gain on that play. Maybe a medium length gain, a 6-yard gain on that play.
And that one, I thought that Loftis should have handed it off. That's what they do in this offense. This offense was created for Riley Leonard, so a lot of RPO, run pass options, and putting a lot on the quarterback's plate where he's able to throw it or run the football, hand it off and run it. On that one, he decides to throw it. Positive play, but 3rd and long right now.
3rd and 9 for Kevin Johns, the offensive coordinator. has a long history with Narduzzi. They run the ball with Jaquez Moore and a flag on the play. It's a 4.5, 5-yard gain if it stands, but we'll see what the flag's about.
Personal foul, hands to the face, defense number 8. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's Samuel Okunlola, the redshirt freshman from Massachusetts.
Yeah, and I think we're going to get a very similar play to what we saw earlier with Carter. We see Samuel Okunlola on the right side of the screen just trying to press off that offensive lineman. Got to be able to refit that hand. It's okay to get it on initially, but then not fully extend. If you fully extend, the penalty is going to get called every single time.
He had 2 hands in the face there. Loftis, play action, another flag. Launches one down the field. It is incomplete, intended for Hagans. Donovan McMillan in coverage.
Yeah, great job by McMillan, not giving the receiver any chance to come down.
Against the offense, more than 4 players in the backfield. 5-yard penalty, first down.
And a sloppy start to the second half. We were just talking about to start the half. Not a lot of penalties in the first half.
Yeah, that one particular is very frustrating as well because you're coming out at halftime. You just went over your starters. You listed out about 10 plays that you want to run and put it up on the chalkboard. So everybody should know the plays. To not have everybody on the line of scrimmage that you want, it makes no sense.
And an end around here to Jalon Calhoun. Gets him almost back to the original line of scrimmage, a 4-yard gain. Kamara with the tackle.
A little creativity with Calhoun right there, coming in motion, and then Loftis flipping the ball forward right there. I like to call those run plays, but technically they're passing plays when the quarterback does that.
It's like a pop pass.
Yeah.
It's somewhere between an end around, jet sweep, and a pass.
As an offensive lineman, I always just got frustrated because those were added to the passing yards, not running yards.
Toss down the field, incomplete, intended for Moore. Too high for him there. MJ Devonshire in coverage again, and Devonshire and Moore have been locked up all day today.
Moore has a great route, sticking it back. Devonshire has great coverage, but Loftis has to be able to put that ball a little bit more accurate and give more opportunity to get the football. He threw that one inside, and it's very close because Devonshire could have picked that one off and went the other way with it.
We'll see what Kevin Johns, the offensive coordinator, dials up here on 3rd and 11. Johns was at Northwestern for many years. Narduzzi was at Michigan State. They battled each other. To the end zone, incomplete, an easy flag on the play. A.J. Woods hit Jalon Calhoun before the ball even landed. This one's an easy call.
Yeah, this is going to be an easy passing interference call right there on Donovan McMillan. Like what he did initially, because he was able to see the ball leave Loftis' hand and kind of play that coverage. He has to be able to get his head around.
Pass interference, defense number 9. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
And the penalties continue, but now on both sides, as Pitt decided to get in the mix here on penalties, but that is not what Pat Narduzzi wants to see. Both coaches can't be happy at the moment.
Yeah, A.J. Woods just has to be able to get his eyes around. He saw the football leave Loftis' hand and is able to come underneath and play the receiver, but you got to be able to turn your head around as well and make a play on the football, not just look at the body. Great job by Moore, though, running through him to create the PI.
4th penalty on this drive, 2 for each team. 1st and goal, play action, Loftis over the middle. Too high for Jordan Moore. Pressure there by Dayon Hayes.
I understand that there's pressure, but Loftis has to hit that one. The wide receiver has inside leverage. It's between you and he's between the defender. You got to be able to get that football down about 1 foot, and it's an easy touchdown. You don't necessarily always get those second opportunities.
2nd and goal for Loftis. Low snap, gets it to Moore, and Moore taken down after a short gain of about 1. Bambrima on the tackle for Pitt. 3rd and goal. What are you talking about here if you're Kevin Johns?
You got to get to the end zone. I'm going 5 wide with a bunch of in cuts. And your quarterback has to be on time and accurate down here, because if you're not, it's going to be a missed opportunity. You just got a penalty to create a 1st and goal situation.
And by the end zone, clearly on 3rd and goal, you want to get to the end zone, but you're talking about you got to throw it into the end zone, not short of the end zone.
Yes.
Loftis with time, throws one at the back of the end zone. Incomplete, intended for Calhoun on the 11th play of the drive, and that one was just an accuracy problem there.
And this coaching staff is going to be very frustrated with their offense. You come out, you have a couple penalties, able to get and sustain the drive, and your quarterback just misses Calhoun. I thought that even though Pitt moved the ball on this drive, George, if I'm this coaching staff, I'm very, very frustrated because this is a missed opportunity. You left 4 points out there on the board.
The field goal attempt by Polino. He's got one earlier today. This one of 25 yards is up and good. Duke takes a 3-point lead, cannot connect in the end zone on 3 chances. 3rd, Grayson Loftis. Since their touchdown drive, only 3 of 10, 41 yards and an interception.
Yeah, he just hasn't been accurate, George. The wide receivers have been getting open. He's been throwing the wrong type of ball each and every time. He has to find a way to settle down.
Again, only his 4th start, true freshman.
But it's in him. He has the ability.
No doubt.
Big time a couple weeks ago playing against North Carolina, 3 touchdowns.
Kickoff here is fielded by Kenny Johnson and fair caught. Speaking of quarterbacks, let's take a look at the Pittsburgh Panthers story at quarterback this season. They started with Phil Dracovic, the transfer from Boston College, and they started off poorly, 1-4. Then Christian Veyer took the next 5 games. We had him against Wake Forest, and he went 1-4. And now Nate Yarnell won his 2nd career start last week, 1st start of the season against Boston College. Gets his 2nd start of the season this year. And there you see Veyer and Dracovic.
Yeah, and Yarnell gets his 2nd start because he was able to protect the football. You know, before that, the Boston College game, this team was minus in the last 3 games in the turnover column.
Hammond, nowhere to go, a 1-yard loss. Hammond's 10th carry for only 21 yards today. Hammond had a big day last week, as I mentioned earlier, 15 carries, 145 yards, including a 60-plus yarder to seal the deal against Boston College. Yarnell, play action, plenty of time, fires over the middle. It is caught near the 40-yard line by Bub Means, a 1st down for the Pitt Panthers.
Go to the trusty fail-safe, Bub Means right there. Somebody's down for
injury timeout.
As you see the completion there, we'll step aside as they deal with the injured player on the field, Jeremiah Lewis. Trouble rolling out of the pocket and then throws one into the ground. Did he get outside the tackle box? Dwayne Carter with the pressure. The crowd here wants intentional grounding, and the officials are huddling up to discuss it.
As we see the flag come
now the flag
right
comes out.
Intentional grounding, offense, number 19. So also down at the spot of the foul, 2nd down. Make sure the spot's good.
We'll make sure the spot's good.
Dwayne Carter on there. That's a big loop stunt. You know, a big 4-man game. Duke runs up front with all their defensive linemen. I would have hated to have been Nate Yarnell seeing Dwayne Carter coming around that edge right there.
Yeah, Dwayne Carter is a big dude. Rodney Hampton now in the backfield with Yarnell. 2nd and 18. Ball on the 32-yard line. Yarnell under center. Mumfield in motion, play action. Yarnell all day to throw. Launches one, and it's caught by the tight end Malcolm Epps. The 5th-year senior out of Houston, Texas, picks up the 1st down. A 22-yard gain.
unbelievable job of Yarnell surveying the field, but understanding that Epps is going down the middle of the field and able to capitalize on Duke playing 2 high safeties.
And a run play, Hammond taken down in the backfield down to the 50-yard line, a loss of 4. R.J. Oben made the play on Hammond.
Yeah, R.J. Oben just able to get a great get off, set the edge, and not allow Hammond to get to the edge and turn that corner.
Both teams have done a really good job defensively against the run today.
Yes, they've stayed in their gap. They've been able to set the edge and compress it and really not allow each team to get to the alley to find those extra yards.
2nd and 14. Yarnell dumps it off to Hammond, a wheel route out of the backfield. Hammond lowers the shoulder there and picks up the first down.
Hammond lowers his shoulder and just tells Terry Moore, you are not big enough, young fella. Get out of my way. Let me go get these extra yards.
What a play there by Hammond. And a smart read by Yarnell.
Nice, quick, easy. Putting Hammond on a flare route out of the backfield and understanding that he's an option right away because Duke is playing zone defense on that last play.
Play action, Yarnell to the left side and too low for Bub Means. Means was open there, but Yarnell could not place the ball in the proper place.
Yeah, Means always creates a lot of separation, especially on when those intermediate routes, those short routes. He's able to put his foot in the ground and create lots of separation. Nate Yarnell has to be able to pick that ball up. You can't waste a down right there. Now you're facing a 2nd and long where it really should be 2nd and really short and throw a better football on that last one.
Yarnell telling Means that was my bad. Yarnell to keep it, trying to turn the corner. He does, and then tries to push the pile. Stays on his feet. Jalen Stinson finally brings him down after a 7-yard gain.
The game of football is about angles. This is a tough run. I thought Yarnell could have cut it up sooner, but he's getting to the sideline and he lowers his shoulder and ends up splitting the defenders of Duke to bring up this 3rd and short. So a great run by a quarterback that you don't necessarily think is that athletic. He's shown his athletic ability.
3rd and 4. Chandler Rivers missed the tackle initially on Yarnell. Yarnell, pump fakes, directing traffic and throws it at the feet of Mumfield. Incomplete. 4th and 4 coming up, and a decision for Coach Narduzzi. And they're going to send out the field goal unit.
Great job by, just this Duke defense being able to get in that red area and play a bend but not break style of defense. That play that Pitt just tried to run was the play that they got the touchdown earlier to Johnson on. So a great adjustment by this Duke Blue Devil defense.
Here's the field goal attempt. It is up and good. 47-yarder is good for Ben Sauls.
We have 7:02 left in the 3rd quarter. Your score is tied at 13.
We've got 3 ties and 2 lead changes in this one. We are all tied up again, this time at 13 apiece. Had a lot of success early on. You look at that right there. 15-9 in their first 2 seasons, through their first 24 games, rather. Tied up here at 13 apiece in Durham. And then Mike Elko, you see the success he's had here at Duke. We mentioned the 15-9 record. He was the ACC Coach of the Year last season in his rookie season as a head coach. He was ranked as high as number 16, which is the best program ranking in 30 years. And I mentioned those 15 wins, the best 2-year start in program history, and that includes a history that has Steve Spurrier as a head coach here at Duke.
Yeah, and talking to Coach Elko earlier in this week before Thanksgiving, he talked about these seniors as they're recognizing them today, but he talked about these guys having trust in this coaching staff when they could have went somewhere else. So how much these seniors really have meant to them and, trying to get this win for them today.
Loftis dumps it into the flat to Calhoun, and Calhoun spins forward, a gain of 8 yards on that play. You mentioned that. Mike Elko was talking about how the kids trusted him during the staff change. And that's not a small thing in today's day and age in college football. I would agree with that. And his final message today to the team was lots of special people ending their career today on this field, and they want to get it right. And the young guys need to understand the moment to send off the seniors right. 38 guys today honored on senior day for Duke. 2nd and 2. Handoff to Coleman. Coleman will be just shy of the first down marker. Here's the last 5 seasons for Blue Devil football. This is the class that is being honored today, and they will be certainly proud of their accomplishments here the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, Elko came in last year with that 94 season.
Loftis pushing forward. Should have enough for the first down. Official sorting things through. A little extra curricular activity there.
Yeah. But I like that. I like that play call right there. Not a lot of playing around. Hey, we're going to get under center. We have a young quarterback playing in a situation like this. Last week, our 3rd and 1s, we didn't have a ton of success, with 5 of those ending with either a turnover or a punt. So great job right there, just saying, hey, we know that we're running a quarterback sneak. It's your job to stop us. And they go get it. So heck of a job right there. I always thought that sometimes offensive coordinators could overthink it. It's great to see that Duke's not overthinking it.
They get the first down, 1st and 10 from their own 36-yard line. Loftis directing traffic. Dalmola. The toss, ball batted in the air, incomplete, dangerous pass there. Bam Brema was the man who put his hands up, and we have a Pitt player down on the field. Solomon DeShields.
Injury timeout.
Let's take a look at that last play as they tend to DeShields.
Bam Brema right at the sideline does a great job of reading Loftis' his eyes, and then goes up and high points it to tip the football. If you can't get to the quarterback or get the quarterback on the ground, the next best thing that you could do is get your hands up. So a great job by Bam Brema being able to get his hands up.
They are tending, looks to be the left leg of Solomon DeShields. He immediately went down into a push-up style position and was in pain.
This is not good for this Pitt defense. Solomon DeShields, a big part of what they do, especially in their 3rd down package. He gives them the ability to put 3 defensive linemen out there and add him in where he could come down and blitz, but also stand up at the line of scrimmage and rush some of these big offensive linemen. So hopefully he's okay. But it doesn't look really well, as it doesn't look like he's able to put much pressure on that leg.
Yeah, he's limping off, but mostly walking off on his own power. And now he's getting off on his own.
Yeah. Such a big part of what Pitt does defensively.
When we talked to Coach Narduzzi, they talked about how he even exceeded their expectations, which were already pretty high on him. Redshirt junior out of Millville, New Jersey.
Yeah, that linebacker core for Pitt, it's an older core, but these guys have played a lot of football, and that means they have a lot of great chemistry. So we'll see what happens now.
Game clock operators, 4:56 on the game clock, and we'll start on the snap.
Game clock operator, a little quick on the trigger for the home team. 2nd and 10 from the 36-yard line for Loftis and company. Pitt showing blitz. Play action, pressure coming. Quick wide receiver screen to Calhoun, or check that to Jordan Moore. And Jordan Moore spins out of trouble and picks up a couple of yards. So gain 3. Javon McIntyre with the tackle. And Duke is hurrying up to the line of scrimmage. Loftis with the snap. Loftis under pressure. Whips it forward to his man, Jordan Waters, who's heading down the sideline. It's a foot race and tackled out of bounds near the 15-yard line by Philip O'Brien Jr. What a play there by Loftis. You see there the type of stuff that the staff sees in him. A 46-yard gain. Pity play to Waters.
Yeah, unbelievable job by Waters. He steps up to do his pass protecting duties. Nobody comes. Then he's leaking out on a route. But as he's leaking out, he sees that his guy triggers for the blitz. So an unbelievable job of him getting his eyes around him, becoming an option for Loftis, and a huge explosive play.
First down and 10 from the 15. Loftis sidearms one. He's going to walk into the end zone. Calhoun for the touchdown. A 15-yard score for Duke. Easy. Could not have gotten easier than that. And you know Coach Narduzzi can't be thrilled, but the home crowd is excited.
Jalon Calhoun, unbelievable job. And you want, to see these guys have success. Right there, it's just like Loftis is throwing it out to the flat. Calhoun is the one who gets it done with his legs. But great job by his wide receivers blocking for him to get him to the end zone.
Extra point is up and good. And the Duke Blue Devils take a 7-point lead here on Senior Day. The touchdown pass, as we have a flag on the play, is to Calhoun. Let's see what the infraction is, as the official now picks up the flag.
Personal foul, hands to the face, defense number 50. The extra point is good. The 15-yard penalty will be carried over to the kickoff.
And that was Dayon Hayes. 7 plays, 75 yards, 3 minutes and 18 seconds off the clock. Loftis completed his last 3 passes for 64 yards, including the big pass play of 46 yards on the flip to Jordan Waters.
Yeah, unbelievable job by Dalmoen and Higgins blocking for Calhoun on the edge. That's what I was talking about earlier, George. Just simplifying the playbook for your young quarterbacks that haven't played a lot. I think both of these guys, whether it's Loftis for Duke or Yarnell for Pitt, I think you just got to give them some easy reads. And I love what Duke was just able to do. Let your playmakers make plays. The quarterback is not the guy that has to go out there and make all the plays. Grayson Loftis has been struggling since earlier when he threw that touchdown, not completing the ball, not being as accurate as he should be. So this is a nice counter by Kevin Johns, being able to create some different wrinkles in the offense to get the ball out of his hands quick, but also let the playmakers surrounding him go out there and be explosive.
Squib kick, bounces in the air, picked up by Kenny Johnson. Or no, check that, Wabuko. And Wabuko tackled inside the 15-yard line. Our ACC football coverage continues later today with Virginia Tech facing Virginia in Charlottesville. That's after us. Then North Carolina taking on number 22 North Carolina State at 8 Eastern. Our primetime matchup. Catch all the action here on ACC Network and also on the ESPN app. George Sedano, Orlando Franklin, Marilyn Payne with you in Durham. Here's our ACC standings, the top 6 teams. Florida State obviously dealing with no more Jordan Travis under center, unfortunately. Terrible injury for him. They'll take on Louisville in the ACC championship game. But they're taking on Florida today. Yarnell with the play action. Time to throw, but the ball is stripped from behind. Yarnell's able to jump on it. A flag on the play. Aeneas Peoples was the man who stripped it from Yarnell, hit his arm. And Jamion Franklin was also there.
Yeah, Aeneas Peoples is a guy that stepped in this year, became a full-time starter.
Offense number 53. That penalty's decline. Second down.
Jake Cradle, the 5th-year senior from Pennsylvania. 12-yard loss officially on the play.
Yeah, we see Jake Cradle right there with the hole, but Peoples just relentless with his rush after Yarnell. He's a guy that stepped up huge this year for this Blue Devils defense, playing a lot more snaps as he was inserted into that starting rotational role for the defensive tackles. And right there, he just gets after Jake Cradle and gets to the quarterback.
3 sacks today for Duke. Handoff to Hammond on the right side. Not much there. Osi with the tackle. 3-yard gain. 3rd down upcoming.
Now we're seeing some complementary offense and defense, right? Your offense just scored. Your defense has them backed up. A huge 3rd and long situation. This is where Duke's able to cut it loose or drop back and play coverage. But if I'm Coach Eckel, I'm dropping back and playing coverage because I want to see Yarnell have to beat us and drop 8 guys into coverage and make him be perfect with his throw in order to complete this 3rd down.
3rd and 19 for Yarnell. Over the middle. It's complete, but short of the sticks to Israel Pope, the freshman from Southern California, St. John Bosco High School, a 14-yard gain, but it'll just give them enough breathing room to punt the ball with Caleb Junko.
Israel Polk is going to be a great player in the ACC and great player for Coach Narduzzi and company. But I love what Duke was just able to do on this series. They were able to rally to the football on that 3rd and 20. You let everything underneath, you allow it, and just rally to make the tackle. So a heck of a job by this defense.
Fielded by Calhoun, slipping some tackles and gets beyond the 40-yard line. 1:40 seconds left in the 3rd quarter.
Historically, just the last week of college football, you got to love the games, love the matchups that you see each and every week. So much riding on these things, so much pride riding on these games today.
Flag on the play, full start Duke. And we had a very clean first half.
Start. Offense, number 63, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Jacob Monk, the center. We had a very clean first half, not so much the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, a lot of laundry on both sides for both teams. If you're Coach Elko or Coach Narduzzi, you're frustrated because it's all about execution. And so far, both teams have been in this thing because they've been taking care of the football.
Quez Moore splits out wide. Empty backfield for Loftis. Loftis throws it, sails it too far for his intended target, Samir Hagans. 2nd and 15. 96 seconds left in the quarter.
If you're going to go 5 wide, you want to see Grayson Loftis be able to go to the one-on-one coverage. Right there, trying to fit it into double coverage. You want to see him make a better decision moving forward as they're going in empty.
They're in an empty set at the moment. Loftis, quick toss, and again off target, intended for Hagans, but a flag on the play. Marquez Williams could be called there for either a hold or pass interference.
Pass interference, defense number 14. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic 1st down.
Again, the flags continue. What did you see here, Orlando?
He's trying to usher him outside, and immediately now, when you see Hagans tries to go inside, you're going to have body contact every single time. So just a little bit of bad technique by Marquez Williams, trying to guess where the wide receiver's going. Want to be able to stay in that back pedal a little bit longer so you can react forward and push off that back leg.
7th penalty of the quarter combined for the 2 teams. A run up the middle, but not much there. Dayon Hayes with the tackle. 80 seconds left in the quarter.
Run game has been tough sledding for both teams today. Defensive lines have done what they're supposed to do in staying in their gaps and really not giving the runners a lot of spaces to run.
Mullen switches to the right side of the formation. Now Moore splits out wide out of the backfield. Empty set. Trying to spread Pitt out. The toss to Calhoun. Breaks a tackle. Pushing forward. Stays on his feet. Racing down the sidelines and taken down inside the 30-yard line to the 27 by Philip O'Brien and MJ Devonshire. A 34-yard gain for the Blue Devils.
Jalon Calhoun does a heck of a job. He breaks 3 tackles on this play. That is a playmaker stepping up big for a quarterback that has struggled a little bit. I love those type of plays when you're able to say, hey, you are one of our big dogs. You are one of the guys that we lean on. Go out here and make a play for us. Jalon Calhoun makes a huge play for this offense.
6 reception today for 72 yards. And that'll do it for the third quarter. Jalon Calhoun trying to go out the right way. The 5th-year senior from Greenville, South Carolina, helping his squad to try to get a victory on Senior Day in Durham.
We're going to keep playing the whole quarter, and we got to make sure we finish this thing.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you to Maryland and Coach Elko. 1st and 10. Waters lowers the shoulder, pushing the pile, keeps his legs turning. And he's going to pick up a first down. And now Duke getting that run game going.
Yeah, Jordan Waters, he is a tough physical back. You know, all day I've been calling for those inside zone plays that allows him to get downhill. Right there, same side, inside zone play. You're in shotgun, but you're allowing him to keep his shoulders square the whole entire time where he's able to see the linebacker to react, and great things happen because of it.
Duke in the red zone, up 7.
Block him.
Loftis to the air. Complete to Moore. Into the end zone. Touchdown. A 16-yard score for Duke. A flag on the play. Loftis, if it stands, has completed 5 of his last 6 for 112 yards.
Holding, offense number 5. 10-yard penalty from the spotted foul. First down.
And it will not stand. Jalon Calhoun, the infraction.
You had Calhoun and Moore on the outside blocking. Calhoun just a little too much, I'm guessing, right here. Don't really see it that well, but that right hand was wrapped around the defender right there. So that's why it's getting called back. Up until now, I thought that the wide receivers and tight ends have done a tremendous job of blocking on the perimeter.
Ooh, the fans don't like it after watching the replay. You hear the boo birds out.
You hear the boo birds for sure.
Well, Loftis, since the touchdown was called back, and that pass doesn't count, is 4 of his last 5 for 96 yards. Has 207 passing yards on the day at the moment.
Yeah, and the last couple have been nice, easy throws on the perimeter where you're letting the wide receivers and tight ends block.
He's
just
getting in a groove.
Yeah, just like you saw
The
on
foul
that
happened
play.
at the 12, so the ball will be placed at the 22-yard line. First down.
If you're Kevin Johns, I think you go right back to it. There's been success. You just want Jalon Calhoun to keep his hands inside and get his hands on the chest plate of the defender. But they haven't been able to stop it. He scored a touchdown because of it in the third quarter.
So the reason the ball is spotted at the 22 is because the infraction took place at the 12, just so everyone's clear. It's 1st and 16 now. Coleman tries to lower his shoulder. Not much there. Gain of 1. Now actually say no gain.
Very stingy. This defense is playing very stingy for Pittsburgh. They're coming downhill. And I love this type of football. This is what it's all about. In the fall, when you get those crisp weather, let's run the football. Let's get downhill. Let's see who's going to concede. So I love that both teams are still implementing the run game.
2nd and 16. Loftis, play action. Got time. Throws it over the middle. Sails it past his intended target, Jordan Moore. He had him, though.
Yeah, he had him. And he had him because it was an unbelievable run fake. I thought that they were running the football in this situation. And right in his face, getting pressured. But you got to be able to bring that football down. Scott was almost there, and he hits him. Know that you're going to get hit and be a little bit more accurate with the football.
And that's stuff with maturity, right? He'll get that with reps and opportunities because he took the hit. He just got rid of the ball and put a little too much juice on it.
Yeah, I don't think he's afraid of the hit at all.
No. And here comes the pressure again. Throws this time. He connects with his target. Stretching forward. Near the sticks. Should have the first down. Yes, he does. A great play there by Jordan Moore, stretching out for the first down. And again, Loftis getting hit. This time, delivering the ball right on target.
Yeah, Grayson Loftis shows you how strong that arm is as he is getting hit. But Jordan Moore, unbelievable job understanding exactly where you are on the football field. Know exactly where you have to get that first down. He got that first down to create a huge opportunity for this offense.
First and goal, ball on the 6-yard line. Coleman scoots forward. He'll pick up 3.
And you can see him right there. He gets up, and he knew that that's a missed opportunity. He was so close to being able to get those last 3 yards to score. Man, I hope they try to give that young man another opportunity down there. So much of what Duke does is RPO. So Grayson Loftis has the option to either hand the ball off or throw it. And he's been able to get some nice, easy throws on the perimeter today. So if you're a running back, you know you're not going to get many opportunities to run it.
Jaquez Moore checks in the backfield. They give it to Moore. He's trying to power his way into the end zone, and he gets in for the touchdown. A 3-yard plunge for Jaquez Moore. His 6th touchdown on the ground this season. Duke extends their lead to 26-13.
Jalon Calhoun started it off, but Jaquez Moore finishes off. And just nice, tough running. Find 2 defenders, try to split 2 defenders. And as you saw right at the end, big Brian Parker, right tackle, he comes in to help push Moore in the end zone.
10 plays, 59 yards, 4 minutes and 46 seconds off the clock.
Thank you, let's go!
Some big passing plays by Grayson Loftis.
Ruling on the field of a touchdown is under further review.
They called it a touchdown on the field, though, so there has to be a review where they deem it being conclusive, and there has to be no doubt. So let's see here. His knee is down. He might be short.
Yeah, his knee does look down. He looks like he could be short, but the ball just has to break the plane. So I think it's going to be a very close call in what we see right here.
It's about where the knee is down.
Yes. When the knee is down, where exactly is the football? But if the football's touching that white line at all,
it's over.
It
doesn't matter. Yes, but let's see that. Here we go. This is the one that's going to tell us. Oh, and the official, Mr. Line Judge, you're in our way.
I don't think you're going to get.
How about we go to the first one?
I know
we had the first one. I thought was a good angle too. If we can get back to the first one, I'd like to see that one.
Yeah, but the problem with the first one is I don't think you're going to get much evidence to be able to overturn it, right? You got to be able to have inconclusive evidence in order to overturn it.
But this one is a decent look. Knee is down there. Where's the ball?
That ball looks like it could be touching the white line. The angle is hard.
And the crowd just saw the line judge blocking down the line and down the goal line, and they just all like groaned collectively here.
Yeah, come on, line judge. You got to know where the camera's at.
After further review, the ruling on the field stands, touchdown.
Right. It was not conclusive to turn it over. So there you go.
That one was going to be hard with the angles that we had.
Well, we had good angles. It was the line judge who decided to jump in
To
front.
mess it up for us, right?
It's not our angle.
What a great job finishing off that drive by Jaquez Moore. Finish it off with some physicality, splitting 2 defenders to find the end zone.
Extra point is up and good. And after all that, Jaquez Moore and Duke have a 14-point lead here in Durham. Senior day here. And the seniors have stepped up for the Blue Devils. They'll kick it off. Charlie Ham will kick it off for Duke. Kenny Johnson is waiting to receive. Ham, graduate, kicks it through the end zone. Pitt will begin their next drive at the 25-yard line. Nate Yarnell, 15 completions to 9 different receivers today. And trailing by 2 scores, Orlando, with under 12 minutes to go. What do you want to see from them?
Yeah, now it's all about, can he operate the 2-minute offense? Yarnell started off the season as a 3rd-string quarterback, running a lot of scout team stuff. But hopefully he has been paying attention, because if you're Pitt, you cannot wait. You got to be up-tempo, and a lot of throwing is going to happen. So hopefully he understands the whole entire 2-minute offense, and they can move the ball down the field to try to get this one closer.
Yarnell goes to the air. It is complete to Carter Johnson, the tight end. Johnson with a 6-yard gain.
Yeah, and Carter Johnson is a guy that came up big earlier in this game, scored a touchdown for Nate Yarnell. He is a big physical guy that falls forward every single time, weighing 255 pounds. So if I'm Nate Yarnell, I'm trying to get that ball to Carter Johnson as much as possible, and hopefully he could just keep those legs moving and break a tackle or 2 for him.
Flemister in the backfield. He flares out to the flat. The throw over the middle is complete to Kenny Johnson. And he'll have enough for the first down. An 8-yard gain for Johnson. Nick Morris Jr. with the tackle. Johnson, 6'1", 195-pound freshman from York, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, great job by Johnson understanding that is his own coverage. He sits down right in an open pocket. He turns around and gives Yarnell his numbers for a nice and easy completion. Again, for Yarnell.
They got to move the ball and score here. Not a lot of time if they don't. Backpedaling, Yarnell over the middle and is batted away by Al Blades Jr. A legacy football player. You want to talk about a family that has played some great games in both college and pro. It's that Blades family.
Yeah, Al Blades Jr. sees the football come out of Yarnell's hands, is able to go up and try to make a play on the ball, then not give the wide receiver any opportunity to catch the football. That's an unbelievable play, and basically ran the route for the wide receiver right there.
Flemister in the backfield. Pope in motion. Yarnell, 2nd and 10. Yarnell airs it out to Bub Means. It's caught inside the 35-yard line. Put it right on the money for Means at the 32, a 29-yard gain.
I wonder when Yarnell was going to go back to his safety blanket, Bub Means, and he just did.
Injury timeout.
Trey Freeman on the ground. As they tend to him, we will step aside.
Flashbacks, you get to hear some names that you hear on Sundays when you get to those flashbacks.
1st and 10 for Yarnell. Yarnell running up the middle and slides at the 30-yard line. Let's check in with Maryland.
Veteran offensive lineman Jake Cradle said, no, this isn't a proper rivalry, but it is one that we need to bring rivalry energy into. He says every game that we've had with Duke has been a true battle. And no, it's not West Virginia for us Panthers, but we have to play today as if this is our biggest and hardest rivalry. We have to win to end our season the right way.
Thank you, Maryland. It's been a tough season for Pitt, obviously. Yarnell over the middle. It is complete. A flag on the play. Completion to Dejon Reynolds. 2 flags. Make that 3 flags now on the field. 2 in the backfield and 1 near the line of scrimmage. mentioned Coach Narduzzi talked about how it was a tough season to us. He wondered if people took winning for granted. Bit of a wake-up call this season.
Yeah, they had some big
There are
moments
2 fouls, both against the defense. Personal foul, number 35, grabbing the back of the player's collar. That penalty's declined. Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense number 16. 15-yard penalty added on to the end of the run. First down.
And that's on Aeneas Peoples, where the infraction will be, oh, there you see it right there, where the infraction will be implemented. And there's the other one right there.
Yeah, Cam Dillon trying to make a tackle right there. Just a little bit too high and reckless with his hands right there. Want to be able to wrap guys up. You don't want to get sloppy if you do. You don't want to give this Pitt offense any life and let them come back into this game. Penalty stop the clock as well.
9.5 to go here. Pitt threatening. First and 10 for the 13. Yarnell, end zone. Incomplete. Intended for Malcolm Epps, the tight end.
Looked like Malcolm Epps had the ball all the way on that one. Went up to go high point it. Man, you just want to be able to bring that one down completely. Bounces off of him.
The USC transfer.
No, he wants that one back, right? Hits him right in the hands.
Second down. They can still get a first down at the 3.5-yard line, basically. Another flag on the field. This one could be a substitution situation.
Legal substitution. 12 players in formation. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
And a very sloppy second half between these two teams. As clean as it was in the first half, it has been the polar opposite in the second.
And that's another part of Nate Yarnell just being young. You know, the quarterback typically counts as many guys, all the guys that are in. He has to be able to recognize that you have 12 and step out of the huddle and send a guy out at that point so you don't commit that infraction and bring up 2nd and 15. Self-inflicted wounds. Can't win football games doing things like that.
2nd and 15 from the 18-yard line. Yarnell to the air. No, he's going to keep it. And he's going to run towards the sideline, spins around, and stretches forward. He's going to be close to the marker. Flag on the play. Brandon Johnson wrapped him up eventually. He may be about a half-yard shy of the first down. But let's see what the infraction is.
Personal foul. Blindside block. Illegal blindside block. Number 24 on the offense. 15-yard penalty. Second down.
That's Sebo Flemister, the tailback.
Yeah, Sebo Flemister just trying to work back to try to help his quarterback up, going a little too low. He's got to be able to hit by on that time. Oftentimes nowadays you see a guy, they'll kind of put up their hands up in the air and run just in front of those guys that are chasing after their teammates, where it's a lot safer with telling the referee that you're not trying to deliver this big blow, crushing block.
And it was almost a little bit from behind, too, on Nick Morris Jr.
Yeah.
Yarnell gonna air it out, dumps it off underneath to Dejon Reynolds, and he gets down to the 18-yard line. A pickup of 6 on the play, and he has Peoples with the tackle.
No, that wasn't a huge explosive play. I just want to compliment Nate Yarnell right now for his pocket presence. He's doing a great job of stepping up while keeping his shoulders down the field and seeing where his wide receivers and tight ends are going at the same time.
3rd and 15. Pressure coming off the corner. Yarnell lofts one to the end zone. Intercepted. Jeremiah Lewis almost fielding a punt. Kneels it in the end zone. And a touchback for Duke. Great stand for the Duke defense on Senior Day.
Yeah, I love it. Dialing up pressure right here. in a 3rd and long situation. I absolutely love it. It's a young quarterback. If you can't get to him, maybe you could.
But really that was caused by penalty. Yarnell had gotten down to the 4-yard line, and then Sebo Flemister with a big penalty, a personal foul. And more penalties after that. Pitt had 1 penalty in the first half, has had 7 in the second for 71 yards. As a run there by Jalen Coleman for a short gain.
Yeah, talking to head coach Pat Narduzzi earlier this week, he just talked about his team and begging them, please, can you guys give me 60 minutes? Can you give us 60 minutes to just see what happens? As you could see in the second half, when you talk about penalties, it has completely went in the wrong direction for Pitt, and it's hurting this football team because of it.
We talked about execution being a key, and that includes not getting infractions. Run up the middle, not much there. Maybe 2 yards on the play. Van Brema and Brandon George, rather, on the tackle.
Yeah, as you could see, Duke right now, right? Trying to run out the clock, trying to be successful and go out there and have a 4-minute drive. Great job by Pitt, keeping in the game, you know, stopping those first 2 runs to bring up a 3rd and long where you're forcing Duke into throwing the football right now.
3rd and 6 for Grayson Loftis. 7 of 13 on 3rd downs today for Duke. 4 of 5 in the second half. Loftis with time, throws it, almost intercepted, dangerous pass there. MJ Devonshire stepped in front of it but couldn't hold on. Jordan Moore, the intended target, and Pitt not done yet still.
This is where you want to live. If you're Pitt, you always want to put Grayson Loftis in a 3rd and short situation or 3rd and medium situation. When it's 3rd and 6, as a DB, you're able to kind of stay on your heels and look at the football the whole entire time. MJ Devonshire is able to make a play on that football to get his defense off the field, and now he's back there to return the punt. Hopefully he can get a spark for this Pitt offense.
Porter Wilson back there to punt, awaiting the snap at his own 10. MJ Devonshire. Porter Wilson with a wobbler, and that one will bounce out of bounds at the 36-yard line. Let's check in with Maryland. Maryland?
Dwayne Carter will retake the field along with the Duke defense, much happier than he was to start this game. The veteran defensive lineman was beating himself up after the non-safety back in the end zone early on. He was telling his teammates and himself, you know, I'm really stinking today. This is not me, with some choice words. And his teammates started chirping and throwing around some sack numbers for the season as well as some pressure numbers. And he said, I'm not done yet. You saw him put the pressure on Nate Yarnell to force the interception.
Yarnell over the middle, complete. Johnson making a man miss and trying to push forward towards midfield. First down for Carter Johnson, the tight end, a 23-yard gain.
Referee better watch out because Carter Johnson catching the ball over the middle. You don't want to get in his way.
1st and 10 from midfield. Yarnell dumps it off this time to Kenny Johnson. Short gain of about 2.5 yards. Johnson has 5 catches. He made that big catch just a moment ago for 50 yards. There's the 1 touchdown.
Very interesting route by Kenny Johnson right there. Shallow crossing route while they were playing cover 2.
Pressure coming. Yarnell gets it and completes it to Dejon Reynolds. Reynolds spun out of bounds inside the 30-yard line, and a flag comes in late. A first down. We'll see what the laundry's about.
I
think we're going to get a face mask here. Reynolds' helmet
Personal foul. Grabbing the face mask. Defense number 36. 15-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Nick Morris Jr. with the infraction that takes it from the 29 to the 14-yard line. And Duke really shooting itself in the foot at the moment.
Yeah, Dejon Reynolds just fighting for extra
Number
yards.
3 is allowed to stay in the game due to the foul that caused his helmet to come off.
That's big as well. The fact that Reynolds is able to stay in the field. He's been a big target for Yarnell today.
First and 10 from the 14. Yarnell with time. End zone. Caught. Does he get in? They'll say incomplete. Out of bounds to Malcolm Epps, right around the goal line.
This one doesn't come down, but what a throw. This is an unbelievable throw by Nate Yarnell. You want to see this right now, because this could be a nice springboard into next year, especially when you're trying to figure out your long-term quarterback situation.
Yarnell on 2nd and 10 with time again. Can't find anyone open. Rolling to his right, throws it to the end zone. Is it a touchdown? It's caught by Means. It is a touchdown. The officials didn't signal, at least the closest official, but one further away did signal it. A 14-yard score.
Bub Means goes up and gets it. Unbelievable. As you can see, gets that 1 foot down. That's all you need in college football. Great job by him, just turning it into a scramble play to keep it going and stay as an option for Nate Yarnell. As you can see right now, Pitt getting ready to go for 2.
Yarnell talking things over, and looks like they're going to take a timeout.
Timeout, Pittsburgh. First of the half.
Means scored the touchdown, his 6th of the season.
Very interesting decision right now, going for 2. You know, if I'm coach, I'm going for 1 right here. I'm kicking the field goal. And if I'm trying to end it in regulation, if I'm able to score another touchdown at that point, that's when I'm going for 2. Because if you don't convert right now you know you have to score a touchdown. You have to get the 2-point conversion in order to force an overtime situation. So very interesting what Coach Narduzzi's doing right now.
Yeah, it is a roll of the dice for sure.
Yeah, wondering if it's just all about momentum. Can we capture momentum and light a fire underneath the defense to go out there and try to go get a 3 and out?
Well, and think about it this way. If he gets it, they can win it on the extra point. And if they don't convert, they still can tie it up potentially. So
yeah,
there's that. Hammond in the backfield. We got 3 receivers on the right side. Pope, Epps, and Reynolds. Johnson, the lone receiver, on the near side. Yarnell throws in traffic, incomplete.
Great job by Duke's defense right there. Just red area, understanding the situation, that there are going to be tight windows. You saw every
levels holding on to a 1-score lead with 5:17 to go. Pitt did get a touchdown there, failed the 2-point conversion. You didn't love that decision to go for 2 though, Orlando.
Yeah, I never loved that decision, because now you know it's an uphill battle. If you just kick that field goal, you know it's 7 points. If you just kick the extra point, you just got to go score 7, and you can score 7 and tie it up. Now you know you have to score a touchdown, and you have to get the 2-point conversion to try to send this to overtime.
Jalon Calhoun today has had a big day. He's our Saturday MVP, brought to you by Sport Clips.
Indiana, earning a master's in management studies and meeting his mom.
And again, Coach Elko told us what a young man he loved. He's going to miss him. 6 catches, 72 yards, and a TD today.
Yeah, he was physical after the catch. You know, that's what I talked to our production team about earlier in this week. The players around Loftis going out there, having success, but now what can they do after the catch? And Jalon Calhoun was huge today with catching the football and being able to be physical to help spark this offense.
Just shy of 3,000 yards for his career. Ball sails through the hands of Calhoun there. Jay Devonshire not looking, because he was covering Samir Hagans, but Hagans almost was able to get it off the bounce as well.
Isn't it funny how that happens? Where, you know, giving Jalon Calhoun his props, and then he goes out there and one just squeaks right between both hands right there.
Hey, it happens to the best of them, man.
Yep.
And he's clearly one of the best of them.
Unbelievable career, though, for that young man.
Waters in the backfield on 2nd and 10. They dump off to Calhoun. Flag on the play will be a loss of 1. And we'll see what the flag is about. Marquez Williams, the man on the scene with the tackle.
Holding. Offense number 72. 10-yard penalty. Second down.
Matt Craycraft with the penalty.
Yeah. Marquez Williams. Matt Craycraft, as we can see on the right side of the screen right here,
it's an easy
going to commit the holding call. He's fallen to the ground. But Marquez Williams, man,
third down.
Unbelievable job of fighting through the block of Higgins to go make that tackle and bring up a 3rd and long situation.
Penalty was declined, so now it is 3rd down.
Matt Craycraft just got to do a better job of being in that duck position as an offensive lineman, walking on the inside balls of those feet, and that's going to create a better base where you're able to control the block a little bit better.
And more whistles now. Craycraft, as we discussed that, and you telling us about the duck position, he was trying to defend David Green. And what are the officials discussing now?
I think it's all about the spot where they had the ball spotted because it
the wrong hash mark.
It's on the wrong hash mark. Good job by the referees, though, making sure they get it right.
3rd and 11. Big moment here for Duke. Loftis lofts one down the field, and it's caught by Jordan Moore for a 1st down. A huge gain, but a flag on the field. Back in the backfield, there's 2 flags.
Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Defense number 8. 15-yard penalty added on to the end of the run. Automatic 1st down.
And Samuel Okunlola. And Loftis has taken a bunch of hits today in the 2nd half and delivers a strike.
Yeah, just sloppy football right here by Okunlola. You were right there. The ball is gone. You have to ease up in that situation. A beautiful ball by Loftis. Back shoulder on the sideline.
Loftis has looked good here in the 2nd half. He has been a good player in the 2nd half pretty much in all his games. That's why Coach Elko was like, we need him to start faster, be a little more consistent. But hey, if you get the dub, man, for the true freshman, the run up the middle, 1-yard gain, tackle made by Deion Hayes.
No, it hasn't been the year that neither of these teams wanted. But if you're Coach Elko and you're Duke, and just a Duke fan, man, if you're able to run these last 4 minutes off the clock and finish with the ball in your hands, that would be the exclamation point on the season that you need. There's been a lot of injuries. You've had to try a lot of different things offensively, but just being in this position right now to be able to take complete control and finish with the football in your hands, that would be amazing for this football team.
35 to go. Handoff up the middle. Waters pushing the pile, running backwards. Nice gain there by Waters. Clock is still running.
Yeah, nice leaky yardage right there. Waters gets in the hole. It looks like it's only supposed to be about a 2-yard gain, but because he keeps those feet turning, he's able to continue to move his body forward and bring up a nice 3rd and 4.
Ball on the 33-yard line. Waters tries to get to the outside, spun out of bounds, short of the marker by Donovan McMillan. And not only is he short, but a real decision time, and a player down as well for Duke, number 63, the center, Jacob Monk. They're able to pick him up.
Right here, I'm finishing the ball. I'm finishing with the ball in my hands. I'm going for it all the way. It's not that big of a decision in this for me. It's 4th and 1. I'm going under center, putting Grayson Loftis under center. A nice little tush push.
Well, they're going to take a timeout.
30-second timeout. Duke, first of the half.
2:04 to go. And they're going to talk this thing over with Coach Elko. So you think they should go? They've converted a number of them already today with the tush push.
They've had a bunch of 3rd and shorts. They had a 4th and 1 that they converted in the first half as well with a quarterback sneak. Why not? I'm trying to end this game. I don't want to give Pitt another opportunity.
No, nor should you. End the game there, because here's the thing. You're on the 30-yard line. So if you don't make it, they still have to go 70 yards and get the 2-point conversion. So I'm with you, partner. This, to me, is not much of a decision.
This would be about a 42-yard field goal. I like my chances of going and getting a 4th and 1 more than I like my chances of getting a 42-yard field goal.
It's actually about 48 from where it is right now.
They are going to kick the field goal, though. 2-score game, though. You kick the field goal. There's either option is a good option, as long as you make the field goal.
So Polino has got a couple today. A 48-yard attempt. He's 5 of 7 from this distance this season. The kick is up, and it is good. And that could be the clincher for the Blue Devils. Under 2 minutes to go, and leading by 11.
Todd Polino's been really solid today. He's made a couple long ones. That one gets through the uprights. Needed all that leg to get through the uprights. So good job by him being able to put this team up by 11 points now.
And now 6 of 8 this season between 40 and 49. He's got plenty of leg, that's for sure. He's got 2 over 50 this season.
Good job by him.
It is senior day, and remember we talked about it earlier, how Coach Elko wanted to send the seniors out right. A lot of special people ending their career on this field, on both sides. But in Mike Elko's case, he was talking about his team and how the young guys needed to understand the moment and send the seniors off right. You played in a game like this. You played both college football at the University of Miami and in the NFL for 7 seasons. What is this moment like?
You know, this is, for the seniors, it's the last time you're going to be around these guys. You know, I am closer with guys that I played with college football with than the guys that I played with the NFL. You know, that group chat, when it pops up on my phone with the college guys from the University of Miami, I'm always looking towards it and I'm replying back. My NFL group chat, I might, you know, a day or 2 might go by before I check that one.
Those guys are listening right now going, yeah, you know what, he's right.
Yeah,
but we didn't know he responded to the other guys earlier.
No, just in college, you go through so much different things with these guys. You really learn how to grow up.
Yeah, you literally grow up today.
Yeah.
You're kids when you get there.
You know, you walk in and you're trying to figure it out from day one.
Yarnell trying to figure it out, dumps it off to the sideline to Carter Johnson for a gain of 5.
And it's so much adversity that you face in college. I remember when I got to the University of Miami, Randy Shannon told us to look around and said, you know, 5 to 6 of you guys won't be here by the time it comes time to graduate here in 4 years. And it was very true when I looked around 4 years later. So just being close to your college teammates, it's an unbelievable feeling.
Yarnell skips one, sorry, Orlando, to Israel Pope. Complete, 1:45 to go, 3rd and 5 coming up.
You know, what you're able to accomplish in college, you see guys at their worst. They test you. You know, you wake up, it's 5 a.m., runs, and you got to go to study hall, and you have those 16, 17-hour days, and you really find out a lot about other people that are coming up from different households. So that's when you really start learning about guys. And now it's coming to an end for a lot of these guys on this football field today.
Yarnell intended for Epps, not on the same page, throws it well behind him. 4th down, and they'll go, because why not? They have no choice in the matter.
Yeah. Talking to Coach Elko earlier this week, the thing that was the biggest thing that he said to me was just this senior class trusting in him. This coaching staff only got here 2 years ago, so a lot of these guys could have jumped ship, but they really believed in this new coaching staff, and they stuck around to go to war and fight for it.
Yarnell in trouble, wrapped up, and that'll do it. The Blue Devils. Vincent Anthony Jr. takes him down, and now it'll be a matter of moments before this one is official.
Yeah, that's a little bit of 19-on-19 crime right there with Vincent Anthony Jr. coming in, being relentless. Duke only rushes 3 and triggers the linebacker, but Vincent Anthony Jr. is able to retrace his steps to go chase after Yarnell and take him down. Heck of a job getting that sack right there to get his defense off the field.
Loftis and company head out.
Got to feel good if you're Duke, bouncing back from that loss last week against Virginia. This is bouncing back in a big way, especially because Pitt, just over the last 6 or 7 years, I think it's been 7 years since Duke has won against this Pitt team.
2014, even further.
Yeah, so great job by Duke being able to bounce back. Lots of missed tackles last week, lots of not conversion on offense offensively. Great output today by Duke.
Pitt calls a timeout after the 4-yard gain. They have 1 left. All Duke needs is a first down, and this one will be in the books. It'll be victory formation after that. Well, partner, it's been a great season with you and our crew. I want to thank our statistician and spotter today, Lee Torben and Brian Corey. Of course, Maryland does a great job, and of course, the support staff, the production staff, everyone who helps us here, led by producer Scott Epstein and director Corey Huffman. It's been a fun season.
Yeah, as the seniors are getting ready to finish their career, this was a fun season, a rookie year for me.
You're a freshman.
Here in the booth.
Coleman in the backfield. Takes the handoff, makes a man miss, scoots forward, picks up enough for the first down, and that should do it. Another timeout for Pitt, but it's not going to matter because they'll just be able to kneel it 3 times from here on out.
Finish the game with the football in your hands, and that's exactly what Duke's going to be able to do. Now the questions for a lot of these teams, right, for both teams, have they found the quarterback of the future, right?
Correct.
You got to be thinking that Riley Leonard is probably going to think about taking the jump and maybe going to the NFL.
You know, and look, there's a lot of possibilities. Riley Leonard could go to the NFL. We've seen players go to the portal, right? And by the way, the portal isn't always the panacea people think it is. We've seen a lot of portal quarterbacks not necessarily work out.
Pittsburgh.
And Pitt takes their last timeout, and the crowd is not happy with Pat Artusi as he is not willing to surrender.
There's a reason why they call football the ultimate team sport. You know, all 11 guys have to be on the same page in order to find success. Football, you could go out there and 10 guys could dominate their block and one guy messes up and that play could turn into a disaster. So when you see a lot of these quarterbacks transfer, They got to go learn a new offense. They got to go learn the catch radius of each and every individual. And sometimes it might not work out to their favor. There's just so much unfamiliar territory and new things that you're learning. When you look at just both of these football teams, you hope that they're able to reload in the offseason and try to figure out how to play some championship football. Both of these teams had some huge moments this year. Duke taking it to Clemson to start the season off. Pitt beating the undefeated Louisville team about a month ago. So they have to find long-term success and learn how to win after the big games and continue to build their programs and build the talent that comes in.
We'll see how it goes moving forward. College football season never stops anymore. We've got the transfer portal open in December. Recruiting, obviously, early recruiting. Of course, signing day, late signing day in February. Loftis today, 20 of 37, 248 yards and 2 touchdowns, and victory formation. And that'll do it. Duke gets their first victory against Pitt since 2014. Mike Elko and company finished the season 7-5. The coaches embrace. Duke undefeated at home in ACC play for the first time since 1989. And the crowd here at Wallace Wade